Hello student, today we are going to discuss about the important type of reaction, that is SN2 reaction. SN2 means substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. Now always the nucleophilic substitution reactions are taking place with the two types of mechanism, substitution nucleophilic bimolecular or substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. So here SN2 means substitution nucleophilic bimolecular and SN1 means substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. In today's video we are going to discuss about SN2 reactions. Now for this reaction we are going to take an example of reaction of methyl bromide with nucleophile OH minus ion. It will give you the product methanol and Br minus ion is separated. Now why these reactions are known as substitution nucleophilic bimolecular? This bimolecular is the meaning that the rate of the reaction depend upon the concentration of two substances or concentration of two reactants, the nucleophile concentration and substrate concentration. Now here the nucleophile is OH minus and substrate is methyl bromide. So the rate of reaction is given as K into concentration of methyl bromide into concentration of OH minus ion. So both the substrate and nucleophile concentration is involved in a rate determining step, and that is why these reactions follow second order kinetics. The second order kinetics means there will be concentration of two substances involved in the rate determining step, and that is why rate is related with the concentration of the two reactants. Now let us see the mechanism of this reaction. Now you can find over here, this is the OH minus ion nucleophile. It will attack this electrophilic carbon of methyl bromide from the backside. Here the meaning of backside means it is 180 degree away from this halogen atom. You know that the halogen atoms are bigger in size and these halogen atoms will hinder the attack of the nucleophile, or they will interfere with the attack of the nucleophile. Nucleophile cannot approach this carbon when it attacks from this side, and that is why it will prefer the attack 180 degree away from the halogen atom. We can say it is a backside attack of nucleophile. Now when the nucleophile attacks from the backside, then there will be partial bond formation between OH minus ion and carbon, and at the same time partial bond breaking between the Br ion and carbon. So here you will find that there will be partial bond formation and this is partial bond breaking. And thus here carbon is joined with the 5 substituents, right? Here these are 3 hydrogen atoms which were joined to the carbon adopt a planar position, so that all the 5 substituents will have maximum distance from each other. The partial bond formation and partial bond breaking, both the things are taking place in this condition, and this is known as transition state. We are denoted with the TS. Transition state is the unstable condition. Transition state is the unstable condition because here carbon is pentavalent, or it is bonded with the 5 groups or 5 atoms, and due to this unstable condition immediately the partial bond breaking, partial bond formation and partial bond breaking, these process will be very fast to form the bond with OH nucleophile and to break the bond with halide ion. So here Br minus will be getting separated and OH minus ion is joined with the carbon atom. Now this product is obtained with the total inversion of configuration. Now, what is the meaning of inversion of configuration? You can see here all the hydrogens attached in the reactant condition to the left hand side of the carbon, right? Right hand side there will be Br. Now, in the product side, you will find that all the hydrogens are on the right hand side and the nucleophile is joined at the left hand side to the carbon atom. So, this is exactly opposite condition. This is known as inversion of configuration. Just like when the umbrella will turn out in a heavy wind and rain, how the condition of the umbrella is there, the same condition is happening over here. Umbrella will turn out, right? So all the spokes will be outside during the heavy rain and heavy wind. That same condition over here. So hydrogen initially on the left hand side, now they have gone to the right hand side. So exact opposite configuration we are getting, that is known as inversion of configuration. So whenever SN2 reaction is taking place, they are always showing the product with inversion of configuration. And this is a single step reaction. You have found over here, there is only one step. In this step, there will be a formation of transition state which is unstable. Immediately, this transition state will be getting converted into product. Thus, SN2 mechanism consists of a single step and it will always give you the product with the inversion of configuration. Now, we will see how the reactivity of different alkyl halides are there according to SN2 mechanism. Means we will compare the SN2 reaction rate with methyl halide, primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide. Let us see with the structure how these alkyl halides will show the reactivity towards the SN2 reaction. Now students, we will see the reactivity of different alkyl halide towards the SN2 reaction mechanism. Now which will prefer more the SN2 reaction mechanism? For that purpose, we will get the sequence this way, that reactivity order towards SN2 mechanism, that methyl halide will show maximum reactivity as compared to primary alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide will be more reactive as compared to secondary alkyl halide and secondary alkyl halide will be more reactive as compared to tertiary alkyl halide. Now why is it so? For that purpose, we will understand these structures and how the nucleophile is able to react with the alkyl halides. You all know that nucleophile approach with the positively charged carbon which is bonded with the halogen is essential for SN2 reaction. Now where the nucleophile will get immediate approach of that positively charged carbon atom will be more reactive alkyl halide. Now here I have drawn the structure of this methyl halide. Now this methyl halide will show the carbon which is carrying positive charge and bonded with the halogen will be easily approachable for the nucleophile. Nucleophile can easily attack to this carbon atom, right? Because there is no interaction of the smaller size hydrogen atom with the nucleophile. But when you come to the primary alkyl halide, you will find that the primary alkyl halide is having one methyl group, the bulky substituent, joined with the carbon which is carrying positive charge. And therefore, the nucleophile approach to this carbon atom with a little difficulty as compared to methyl halide. And therefore, because of this bulky substituent interaction with the nucleophile, you will find the rate will decrease for the primary halide. The rate of reaction will decrease for the primary halide. So, the reactivity towards SN2 mechanism for the primary halide will be less as compared to methyl halide. Now, when you will come to the secondary alkyl halide, you will find that there is again arrangement of the two bulky methyl groups to the carbon which is carrying positive charge. And the nucleophile approach this positively charged carbon with little more difficulty. And therefore, the approach of nucleophile will become difficult, means the reactivity of secondary alkyl halide will be less towards the SN2 reaction mechanism. Now coming to the tertiary alkyl halide. This is the structure for tertiary alkyl halide. You will find that tertiary alkyl halide will be having presence of 1, 2 and 3 bulky methyl groups. 3 bulky methyl groups to the positively charged carbon. Now, because of this bulky methyl group, it is very difficult for the nucleophile to approach this positively charged carbon atom. This interaction of the bulky substituent with the nucleophile is known as steric hindrance. So, when the bulky substituent number goes on increasing to the carbon carrying positive charge bonded with the halogen, the reactivity of that alkyl halide towards SN2 reaction will be decreasing. So here in case of methyl halide, there will no any bulky substituent present, and therefore methyl halide will be more reactive towards the SN2 reaction. When you come to the primary alkyl halide, there is one bulky substituent joined with the carbon. Then there is little difficulty for the approach of nucleophile to the positively charged carbon. For secondary alkyl halide, 2 bulky methyl groups are joined over here. So steric hindrance increases and nucleophile approach will become more difficult. And when you come to the tertiary alkyl halide, the 3 bulky substituent will make the approach of nucleophile with the carbon very difficult. So steric hindrance is more, then reactivity of the tertiary alkyl halide towards the SN2 reaction is less. And so the reactivity order you are getting that methyl halide more reactive, while tertiary alkyl halide are least reactive towards the SN2 reaction mechanism. I hope student you understand the concept what is SN2 reaction mechanism, and this video may be helpful for understanding what is the mechanism, what is the reactivity order. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Like, comment and subscribe.